Hey, what is up, everybody? This is your boy AJTRIP, and welcome to AJTRIP's Video Game Talk. We will be reviewing EA Sports College Football 27 today, as it will be dropping today around 2 p.m. Don't know when this video is actually coming out, but it will be out today. So I'm giving you a review for it, since I was part of the MVP membership that received it last week. I've been playing it for a week, and I have to tell you this is a great game. It truly is. I love the gameplay. I love the gameplay of the past two games. I think the gameplay stays the same. Sometimes you see a lot of things online that are just not true. It's just the same old bullshit that people want to tell you about. You know, it's the same game, and it's this, and they don't do nothing to fix it. And there are bugs. And yes, listen, there are tons of bugs. I'll be honest with you, I've never come across any of the bugs. Well, no, actually I did. I did come across I put the thing up on my gaming channel. I punted. They punted the ball to me. I caught it in the end zone while standing. While standing, in the end zone, inside of bounds. Caught it. It was called a safety. I don't think that's the rule in college football. I know college football got different rules than the NFL, but I don't think that's a rule. It's a safety. So I don't know. But yeah, so I did come across a bug, and I've seen online that there are some other bugs. So there's a particular one with Dynasty. Maybe there are maybe there are some signings that doesn't happen or anything like that. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. Um, in most of my series, I've gotten to the fifth game. I do have some some commits. I've got some of those, but like in the fifth game, so I'm hoping as time goes on. Excuse me. As time goes on, I'll be getting those switches, and I'll find out if it is maybe a little bit tougher. It's a little bit tougher to recruit because of the NIL stuff. They've tuned it a little bit. Now they have to add the NIL or quote unquote dynasty points. It's also a little bit tougher to do. You know, it's gonna be hard to take you know a one-star school like Missouri State and turn them into a powerhouse like you could last year. Um, you know, and that is if you are not if you don't um, edit the players. Um, so I've said this all the time. Mm-hmm. I think I said this before. I am someone who edits the players. So the you can't edit the immediate roster. You can't edit those players, right? Because those are part of NIL, naming and likeness, so they have to stay the way they are. I think including their jersey number, because some people were I saw something where there was a screenshot of Bryce Underwood who had transferred to USC, but they had the number 14. So they had the number 14. So I'm not sure, but again, they may and people want people to change it, but they may not be able to change it because of the NIL, and that's something that you have to understand. That's what this is for the game, but they don't. They just want their bullshit and talk trash on some because they want to, because they're idiots. So, but what I'm going on about Dynasty and everything like that. Let's talk about one of the things I wanted to talk about. The Dynasty budget. They added not only NIL but Dynasty budget, so now you can buy things that will help your players recover faster, help your facilities grow and things like that, to help you get more Dynasty points so that you can get more NIL players. I think that is fine. the CPU, the Dynasty budget. If you're not really too interested in budgeting your time or anything like that, you can first turn it off. You can turn it off. No. Here's what you do. You can have the computer automatically do it. You can have it automated by the computer if you don't want to deal with that. So I don't think you can actually turn it off. That would be great. That would be one of the things you can actually like turn that off. But if you wanted to go old school in the last two games and just not worry about dynasty and not worry about NIL or anything like that. So I was one of the ones that was against NIL. I didn't want it in the game. But that was when it was kind of about money. I actually when I thought it would be actual true money that you would have to be all these true video game money. If you were to if you started a dynasty with Ohio State and you said it would say it's like 120 some million in a thing, and that now you have to use that. See, I didn't want to do that, but the dynasty points is kind of I think that's a good compromise for maybe people like me who didn't want NIL in the game, and for those who did want NIL in the game. That's a good one. You're not using true money, and you still have something to do, because when you assign your scholarships, you have to possibly assign the dynasty points to it. So I like that. Again, I think it's fine. It can be automated. Let's see here. Let's see if I wanted to go to Senior Dynasty or so here's something else about Dynasty. You've always been able to import your sliders. So when you would do your sliders, and you wanted to like raise everything up to 100 or raise the sliders, the gameplay sliders are set at 50 automatically. And then you get the user sliders for you, and then the CPU sliders for the CPU. And you can always import them into your dynasty, which has always been cool and I think a really good thing to do. But what I like to see them do is import some of the other sliders, because they have the sliders for like the wear and tear and the impact. I wish you could import them. I wish you could import the sliders for or the settings for like some of the other things. But now they've added all these other things. So like for instance, like your defensive adjustments. You want to do you want to do this in cover 3 or run this in cover 4. Things like that. I wish you could bring those into Dynasty mode as well. I think that would be import those. I think that would be a great asset to Dynasty mode as well. Now speaking of those adjustments, one of the things new this year is custom adjustments, and that's where you can, you can make your own custom adjustments to things, so that, for instance, because there's a lot of things that are added to this game that are great. Like one of the things that added to the game that they have added the ability to turn to shift in the game. Now they already have the plays where the shift is built into the play, as well as the motion and the double motion. All of those are built into the play. But now, not the motion necessarily, but you can automatically, you can take control of the receiver and do the motion yourself. But now, what you do is you can actually have a shift. So if you come out in single back ace, you can hit the right trigger stick at the playback session, and then you can choose like what formation do you want them to come out in before you hit X to shift them back into the single back ace formation. Um, so I think that's another cool one. So one of those things is now to do the custom adjustments, right? So if that happens and you come out, you know, if they are in a bunch formation, but then after the bunch formation they spread out into 5 Ys. So now what do you do? You select one play, and here is another, and you don't have the right personnel. You don't. What do you have? So now they have these things with custom adjustments where you can just hit the L1 and you can bring up 10 custom adjustments, and I think you can bring up the 12. Is it 10? Yeah, it's 10. 10 custom adjustments, and you can bring up like 8 or 10 of some adjustments that are already pre-made for you. So you can do things where you can contain the quarterback. You can call twists like that now, stunts. You can send your safeties 30 yards back. You can send your linebackers on a blitz. You can do all of these things now, and I think that's a good addition to the custom adjustments. I would also say that maybe a minus would be there might be too many adjustments, and particularly for the defensive thing, because I think there's some things that could they could overshadow, because like I said, you can send your linebackers on a blitz while also setting each linebacker to what they need to do, right? You can set it to like, here's the flat zone, the quarterback spy, and then the deep zone over here, go man to man, whatever. But then you set your linebackers to blitz, but you also have set your linebackers to to like coverage. So which one is it, and which one would it? I haven't played around with it enough on the defense. I definitely need to do that to try to get some some more stuff going in there. But I've done the offensive ones, and I think at first I decided to do offensive. I decided to do offensive adjustments by the thing. Uh, by the personnel grouping, I try to do that, and then I said no. Actually, what I need to do is I just need to do that, because what I was seeing was that I was thinking that I was doing one grouping, hitting a grouping for a certain personnel formation, and the ones that come out would change. So, for instance, I did a thing for 11 personnel, one back, one tight end, means 3 wide receivers, right? But I had 12 personnel on the field, 2 tight ends, one back, 2 tight ends. So then when I hit 1-1, the adjustments I made for receiver 1 and receiver 2, the tight end one and the running back was happening, but not the adjustment for tight end 2. So then I thought about, okay, so what I can do is, instead of trying to do it by personnel group or by formation, just do a check and select everything. So just select everything so that you can always choose which ones you want to do. So if you so even if you come out in in goal line formation, right, which would be the 23 personnel, 2 backs, 3 tight ends, no receivers. But you did one of your checks, it would change everything for for all the people on the field, unless it's a run. You can't do that a run. You can't do the kill and kill the run play and go to the pass play. At least on the check adjustment, you have to do maybe a full audible, but things like that. But that would probably be another thing that's probably coming up next, or maybe that might be more manic. I don't know necessarily they do the kill in college football. Usually what they do is that they still go to the sidelines, and then they're looking, and then they do the thing where they hold up the card up with the chicken, with Scott Van Pelt, with Mike Tyson, and with a duck. And then they give you time for the duck adjustment, something like that. So, but it might be in college football where you can go kill. You can do the 2 plays at once, and then go to the thing, and then go kill the first play, and then go to the second play. And usually, what that is, it's a pass to a run. I think sometimes it could be a run to a pass. I think that would just make sense, but I think more of the time it's the pass to a run or one pass to another pass. So. But yeah, I think that's the custom adjustments is a good thing. And when they added these custom adjustments, they also changed the controls. For the last 2 years, you can hit triangle, and that would help you bring up your things so that you can press your coverage. You can show your backers. You can have them play on the sticks. All of that was a part of that. They've changed that now. Now it's like L2. And triangle is like, and then you triangle is for specific people on the field, and they have like the things above their head of how you would get them. So, they're getting used to. I guess it's starting to getting used to, but I guess you just have to get used to it. I guess I wish they would have kept them and something like that. I think that would have been more. It wasn't really bad. I know Scott said somewhere that Scott Gallagher, who is the lead developer for both college football and Madden. He said there are games. They felt that it was just too much, so they tried to. What they try to do is try to give a quality of life for the gamer. So instead of doing, trying to do 6 or 7 button presses within the span of the shot clock on offense, the play clock on offense, or the time is the defense is going to snap the ball. That's what they tried to do. Make it more quality of life. And I understand that. I think quality of life is it's so thing with these games. It just makes it a lot better. So they changed it. So I might get used to it. No. That's just me though. Alright, so they've added dynamic weather, dynamic rain, and dynamic snow. I love it. I love it because I played one game where I put it on dynamic snow, and it didn't snow, or it was rain, I'm not sure, but the rain or snow didn't come down until like the last 2 minutes of the game. I was like, damn. They really did put dynamic rain and snow in this game. With the whole game, we're not having it. In the last 2 minutes, here it comes. So it's amazing. I love it. I think it's a truly added feature to the game that I think was amazing. And after that AFC Championship game, I think you had to put it in. You had to put it, because that changed the game really, because unfortunately Jarrett Stidham just couldn't do what he needed to do in that snow, and neither could New England, but they were more equipped because Drake May is a better quarterback. But it still, Jarrett Stidham he just didn't have it to be able to do it, so that's unfortunate. Okay, so this is one I talk about every year, and maybe I'm the only one that talks about it. Maybe I'm the only one who really cares, but the playbooks. I understand that there is a way that you can play with the custom playbooks in Dynasty. In this main menu settings, where it tells you like your favorite team and the playbooks you will use. You can choose your created playbook from there, so that then in Dynasty, that's what happens. It goes to the created playbook. But I personally still would like to create my playbook, because I like to play. One of the things I think that is interesting, at least for me, is that it's the different schemes, and you can play, the way you want to play. You want to go spread, you want to go air raid, you want to go option, you want to go power spread, fear and shoot, whatever, right? You can do those, things, and so why wouldn't you just, be able to create your playbook like that? And I think that's good. I think that's good. They've added more plays. They've added more plays stock. So now a custom playbook can hold up to 750 plays. Last couple years it was 500. You can hold 750 plays, which is amazing. I think that is a good enough place to start. Place to finish, actually. I don't think you need more than 750. I was asking for just 600, an extra 100, but 750 I think is tremendous. And so you can build a great playbook with 750 plays. I still am kind of iffy on like the game plan, everything like that. I will say that when it comes to the custom playbook, now that there's 750, you can keep the game plan. I think maybe for the most part, maybe except for a couple plays here and there, and still get all of the other plays and formations that you want into your custom playbook. So I don't think you need to change the game plan. Although I still personally would still like to start from an empty setting. So you know, you can create your playbook from the however many playbooks, over 140 plus playbooks in the game that are team specific for like 130 for the 138 FBS teams, and then you have eight or nine other format: air raid, power spread, um, pro style, multiple, option, go, pistol, veer and shoot. That's nine. I think is there a 10th? I'm not thinking about. So yeah, there might be a 10th, but that, you have, again. There's a lot of playbooks that you use that are already there. Um, so I would say, yeah, go ahead and do that. And make that so that you can have an empty playbook, and then do the AI thing where you can ask the AI to generate your audibles and generate your game plan from the plays that you selected. So I still would like that, but I think the custom playbooks, I just love the fact that what they've done to it. Again, the only thing I think they need to add is that you need to be able to add a scheme to it. So if you want to build a playbook that's air raid, have it be an air raid style playbook, and then you have to bring that into Dynasty, so that you can, so that when you go and you select your playbook, the playbook that you created is on that slider. Because when you go to like the scheme and playbooks, you can select the scheme and playbook, and then once you watch it or daylight, and then once you get to the end, you should be able to do your see your playbooks that you created and what scheme it is. You can say anything else goes for the defensive side as well. They've added over 15 to 20 new defensive playbooks that I think is pretty awesome too. Because at first it was just 335 tight, um, 326, 425, 4334, 34 multiple, 43 multiple, and just multiple. But now they've added some playbooks off of those formations, so that you can do like zone pressure, man, zone, um, cover 3 high or whatever like that, right? You got some other um, things. So I like that. I like that as well. I don't do defensive playbooks, but if 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 um, if you could do that, for the playbooks, I would make a defensive playbook as well to bring into the dynasty. So I think that's what they really need to try to do here is make the playbooks in the dynasty, because listen, you can, when you do your dynasty, you have the option to be a defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, or the head coach. And whether you're the head coach, whether you're any of those three, when you like to use a playbook that you created, when you're to go into the game with, I know I would. One of the things that I would want to do is I would want to create myself as a coach and have myself be the offensive coordinator for like a 1-star team, and then see if I can make my way to Notre Dame, which would be my thing, and then and win my national championship with Notre Dame, and I would make that a series that I would put out on that I would do on YouTube and all my streaming platforms. So I think that would be, I would love to see that, but you haven't put it in the game yet. So and I think for me, one of the biggest things that I hope is in that, and I think truly changes the game for me, is broadcast view. Now again, maybe I'm the only one, but I play all my games in broadcast view. I don't play them in that behind the quarterback view, the zoom, or all between two, anything like that. Sometimes I would switch the cameras around if I need to, if I think that it's going to be helpful. Well, actually, I would do it when I would be behind, and I needed to try to catch up, so that I needed to see where I needed to throw the ball. Don't have to do that now, because they've made broadcast view good so that when you go back to pass, you can actually see the formation, the routes that all the receivers are running, and you actually see who is open and who is not. So you're not just taking a gamble, taking a gamble with it. You actually know that that's happening, and I love it. Now I hope it's in Madden too, because that's the best one. I love it. So I am enjoying that. I truly think that may be the best feature change that they've made into this game. One of the things they added was something called modular, and this is where you could, in the main menu, you could go to modular, and you can check what view you want to have for each thing. So what view did you want to have for passing? What view did you want to have for running? What view did you want to have for kicking and everything like that, right? So you can make like your own camera switch and be your own set producer, or whatever it was called. I can't remember what it was called for my broadcasting school days. But the switcher, you could do that. And I thought it was great, but I do think there are some it wasn't executed too well, because it still would change. I had everything on broadcast mode, including kicking. Yeah, that's one of the things I don't understand. I don't understand why even when you select broadcast view, you have to you have to punt from behind the quarterback view or whatever. That doesn't happen on television. We punter punts from the broadcast view. Now, kicking field goals, I understand. That's from the, we always see the kicker from that behind the kicker, or if it's coming another way, it's like in front of the kicker, whatever, So I understand that, but why are we doing this, punting from behind the kicker? And if you are backed up in your own end zone, sometimes you don't even see the thing, the little meter that you need them to see. So you have to change view on that one. So it's just, sometimes that can be a little bit out of whack. So they try to do that with modular, although the kicking was still, you couldn't do that. And it was great in theory, but I don't think it executed very well. They need to go back. So I don't know if they can fix it with patches or anything like that. But maybe for the next game they can have it be more work on it and be more smoother and have it actually work in in the way that you would like to see it work. So, but I think that's very good. Overall, I think this is a tremendous game. This is a damn near perfect game. You know, again, like I talked about some of the things that need to be added or maybe changed, tweaked a little bit, but this is a damn near perfect game. I think last year I gave this game 4 3/4 stars. And I think again, but there are these other little things with the playbook and things like that that need to be added and for Dynasty and all those things, but I'm gonna still say 4 3/4 stars. And I say, well, you're saying that it's better from last year, but it's still 4 3/4 stars. Well, how can that be? Well, we'll talk about that in just a second. So some of you may know, some of you may not know. But there is something in the game that is for online users, basically. In your Road to Glory and your Dynasty mode. In your Road to Glory, to get your XP, so that you get your skill up, you can make microtransactions to buy points so that you can build up your skill or whatever else you need. And the same goes for online Dynasty. That you can do that for your coach. Offline Dynasty, the last 2 years, there's been the fastest way to do so that you can level up your coach faster and fastest. It's not in this year's game. They took it out. It's just now slowest and normal. I didn't think nothing of it. Many members of the community didn't think nothing of it until some people started bringing up the fact that it looked like they could, you can buy this to make microtransactions. A lot of people are not happy. A lot of people are not. They're just not happy. I'm gonna try not to be a hypocrite here. I hope I'm not, because I docked WWE 2K so much because of the fucking ring pass, ringside ring pass, whatever you want to call it. Because for years we've been able to just get the accelerator and to get everything that we can have it unlocked. But then they added this ring pass, and that you had to kind of grind your way to getting all of these things, getting moves, getting stuff that should have been DLC, and now you can't. And if you want to buy it, you have to pay. You pay so that you can get everything at ringside, basically. And I docked it because I just thought that was garbage. I did not like it. When it comes to this thing, it doesn't affect me because I'm not a Road to Glory player. I'm not a online Dynasty player. I'm an offline Dynasty player. Now I understand that it does affect me because they took out the fastest slider things so that they can possibly do this, transaction, thing on the online version. Because I guess it makes sense that if you go offline dynasty and you choose faster and fastest, okay, but then you go to online dynasty and fastest and faster isn't there, then it obviously seems like you're saying, hey, buy this, and so they were hoping that, I'm guessing that taking out, just taking out fast and fast everywhere, it wouldn't seem like that they're trying to do microtransactions. So yeah, that also said, that is just the way that these games are going. It's obviously and it's going there, and I've been frustrated with I was frustrated for a few years with Madden, because that's what, I feel like the only thing they did care about was the Madden Ultimate Team, the MUT. So you would, so all the stuff would be there, so that you could buy all of your packs and buy all of your things for your Madden Ultimate Team, and then franchise mode, and would just be left, bare, and not changed at all. I don't know for how many fucking years, they had that thing in the Madden game where your puncher's stats wouldn't show on the NFL, when you went to NFL, and then how your defensive stats wouldn't show up there as well. You could have a defensive player with 30 sacks. She doesn't show up. When you sort from the NFL, and it was just years of that, because they weren't worried about it. They weren't worried about it. Also, it seems like all of that changed since Scott Gallagher has come along, which is great. I think that's awesome. But they've added this microtransaction thing there, and the players are not happy. Some of the creators that EA works with are not happy. Bordeaux, I'm thinking maybe he started it. He started a hashtag CFB play don't pay, and it's been trending the last couple of days. I woke up this morning and it wasn't trending, but it's this morning. It doesn't mean that later on today it won't be trending again. The good thing is it might be. So there's a lot of angst around this. So that's another reason why I'm going to dock it. I'm going to dock some points off of it. Yeah, because I would have been willing to give this a 5-star video game if, even though I had some issues I still want to see fixed. Okay, but they're not big enough issues to where you can say this game is tremendous. It is. I see it. When I've been looking through that hashtag on Twitter, a lot of people saying this is a great game and they're fucking it up by putting these microtransactions in it. This is a tremendous game and they're fucking it up by having these microtransactions in it. So yeah, I don't feel right giving this 5 stars, but also don't feel right not giving this a tremendous rating as well. This is a fantastic game, and so yeah, so it is no less of a 4 3/4 star game. It just is. It's not less, but the microtransactions are, a thing. So, I will say the last thing on this. I just want the people out there who are upset, the big creators like Bordeaux and Bingo and Eric Rayweather and so many others, who over the last few years I've found and I have followed them and I watched their stuff. Think they do great work. Um, I want them not to feel bad about this, and I hope that people out there are not going to them and saying, well, why didn't you let me know? Why did when you're part of the cover up? I don't believe they are. I don't believe they are. I also don't think the developers are. Scott Gallagher and his team, I don't think not their fault. They might have known that this is what they were doing. There's also a fair chance that Scott and his team they try to do so much for the community and try to add stuff that the community wants. Please, the Dynasty custom playbooks. Uh, but they may have seen some people say, you know what, my coach levels up too fast. Take out the faster and fastest. And then they said, you know what, if the community wants this, maybe we should do it. Not realizing that that's also that those same people who are saying that could also just not do faster and fastest. They could also do slower and slowest. So if you want, or normal, if you want to have that quote unquote challenge. So that might have happened, maybe not. Who knows? But I just don't want anybody out there to start going at the developers because, again, going back to WWE 2K, that's the first people they went to when they saw that you had that there was a ring pass and you couldn't you can level up on the ring pass as quick as you could, and that and to get to like level 40 of the ring pass, more likely you'd have to buy those things, which by the way I'm doing because I'm not. So I want it right now. If you drop it, I want it. I should get it. So I totally understand what the Madden folks are not Madden, but the college football folks. This is probably going to be in Madden too. So, but yeah, what these folks are complaining about, what they're doing their mini little protest about. This has been such a fucking long video. I didn't think it was gonna be this long. But that's how all my videos are when I go into these video essays. They go kind of long. So, but this is just who I am. So, yeah. So please don't attack any of the big creators. Don't attack any of the developers. Keep your hostility to where it should be, and that should be at the owners of the Madden or the people, those the executive producers of the entire EA Sports thing. Keep your thing at this. And I would also say, don't cut your nose off to spite your face, because again, this is a tremendous game. Now, maybe if you are an online dynasty or a Road to Glory person, maybe maybe I can understand you just not feeling it. You don't want to have to deal with that. But if you do something that dabbles in everything, including the offline dynasties, this game is tremendous, man. Don't cut your nose off to spite your face, and don't not get this game because of what EA is doing. Do not, do not stop playing this game if you've already got it. If you were part of you had the early access on Sunday, or the MVP thing that made it get you early access last week. Don't stop playing this game, because this is a fun game. Don't deprive yourself of the fun that you can have of this game. You can do two things at once. You can be tremendously mad at EA and try to get EA to patch in the faster and fastest thing back into the game, while also playing this beautifully made game that these people, that the developers did work hard on to try to make this a tremendous game. So, um, and they did. So, I'd ask you not to do that, but that is here or there. All right, y'all. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys did. Let me know what you guys feel about my rating. What are your thoughts on this whole thing with the microtransactions? And yeah, let me know. Let me know how you guys feel. If you need to kind of vent at the machine, so to speak, you can do that in the comment section. Well, again, I ask not to go after the creators or the who work with EA, or go after the developers. I really truly don't think they have any part of this conspiracy. All right, y'all. You guys take care of yourself. Be good to each other. Take care of yourself. And I'm out.